Hi there. This is how Supreme Marketing SA works. So, Supreme Marketing SA is a SMS marketing platform where we provide you with a database and you can go through various filters to target people. And basically, as soon as you get onto the website, you'll see that we have 1.2 million South African consumers in our database that you can target, and you can immediately get started. So, the first thing that we ask you is to select either the gender of the people you want to target. So the thing to realize is that there's a number here which will always change depending on any selection that you pick. So if you pick male, there's 6 million 605 matches found. If you pick female, there's 6.6 million people. So these are the people that you can target. These are the number of cell phones that are there. So um, once you've selected the gender that you want, you can either even go for both. It'll do a search at the in real time and give you a result of how many people exist in that thing. So you can, for example, now let's just go for males and let's go next. Please enter the age range of the persons you want to target. You can basically, let's say you wanted to target like people uh, above 40. You can basically just click 40 there and then click away, and it'll do a real time like search of how many people over 40 exist in the database. You can also say people between the ages of 40 and 50. It'll do a search there, and just wait for it because it's searching the database at the moment. There you go. It says there's 1.4 million matches found. So you can either pick what you call the age of the people that you want to target, or you might want to just leave it open, and that's fine. It'll give a search. That means it's just going to target everyone who is a male. It doesn't matter what age they are. You can skip it if you don't need the people that you're targeting to be any specific age. You can just skip it. And then the next question is another filter, which is, do you want them to be married or not married? So as you can see, you can just either say if they're married. It'll do a real-time calculation of all the males that are married now, and there's 1.7 million of them. You can go to the next step. Please enter the monthly income of the persons you want to target. So yeah, so the maximum amount of income, monthly income that we have in the database is 40,000. So if you wanted to see how many males in our database earn around 40,000 or more, there's 116,000 males that are married in South Africa in our database that are, yeah, those are that are married. That's it. So you can obviously like toddle around like the different um, incomes. The thing about Supreme Marketing SA is that there's actually many different types of filtering processes. So for example, just targeting people who earn between 3,000 to 10,000 gives in a completely different amount. So there you see there's now 681. So there's always like a match that will be given to you in real time of the people that you want to target. So the thing is, each individual has a different product and therefore targets differently. Please enter the area you want to target. Um, Now, the thing to emphasize here is that we get our information via postal addresses. So you can basically, like, if you wanted to add, like, let's say, for example, you wanted to add Tembisa, for example, right? And let's say Tembisa wasn't the only place that you wanted to. In fact, let me just search there first. Let's see how many people that are married, that are male, and live in Tembisa. There's 158 people. So if you wanted to add more areas, all you have to do is type in a comma, and let's say we say Bloemfontein. Bloemfontein, and you tap away, and as you can see, the numbers increased. So more people in Bloemfontein um, are male and are married, and so forth. If you wanted to add more areas, you just put a comma and say Cape Town, for example. Put a And there you go. So that's how you add areas. Now, the important thing to realize in areas is that sometimes somebody's postal address might somebody might reside in Bloemfontein, but his postal address might not say Bloemfontein in it. It might just say, for example, Rocklands, or it might say Fichat Park without actually adding Bloemfontein. Or, for example, you might be targeting people in Johannesburg, but Johannesburg is broken up into a lot of different postal areas. So, like, there's Bryanston, there's Soweto, and inside Soweto there's Dube, there's Rockville. So just make sure that when you target, just know that you can target as far as your own suburb, your own township, or a section within a township, because all this information is available because we get our information from postal addresses of people. Um, okay, so let me go to the next step. Please enter the professions of the persons you want to target. By the way, another thing I wanted to add here is, if you wanted to target people all over South Africa randomly, all you can do is just remove it, and when you click away, you see the number just goes back up. So it'll randomly select every people around South Africa who just fit your description. So okay, so let's get to step 6 of 7. Please please enter the professions or companies you want to target. So here you can, for example, put in doctor, right? And then you click away. So this works exactly like the area feature. So you can say doctor. If you wanted to add another profession, you could say architect, if there are any architects. I hope I spelled that right. Me spell maybe something I'm more confident with. Librarian. Um, if there's anyone who's a librarian. So it'll search. So basically, you. So there we go. You can basically, like, put in anything that you want in there, and you can just keep adding. So for example, let's say you wanted to target people who work at an Escom, right? You just put an Escom there. Um, it'll search. There we go, 1,571 people. And you can, by the way, always go back and see what else you've picked and change it at any time. So we must remember then that, like, we have people earning between 3,000 and 10,000 that are married and that are also male. And if you see, like, the number stays the same. And whenever I change anything, like, let's say, as you would have noticed, if I put in Bloemfontein there, it'll give you a different number. So here's another set of options that you can pick from. So let's say, for example, you're like a company like Spur, and there's birthday specials, or in your own company you'd like to send people special discounts, or or the likes. You can pick people who are having their birthday today, who are celebrating their birthday today. Um, so let's see if there's any in that selection. Just wait, because no match. So it's good to know. Okay, so no match means that, like, anyway, you can't go back now. So no match means that there's no one celebrating their birthday today from the criteria that we've picked previously. So you can also do the same, like check if any of them are directors in a company, um, whether they own a house or they're blacklisted. It'll give you like a different, like basically, yeah, search result. Now, when you finish, the next step is we'll tell you that okay, there's the amount of people that fit your selection. So for us, it's 1,571 people. How many do you want to target? Here, what's important to note is that you can either decrease the amount. You can't increase it, but you can decrease it. So, for example, let's say you only wanted to target 1,000. So you can just basically do that and say 1,000, and yeah, let's say you just wanted to spend on 1,000 contacts, so you can change it to just 1,000, or you can just leave it as is, and yeah, just basically click next. Now, another important thing for me to mention here, and this is very important for people who are marketing products and are expecting a response from their consumers, right? Or maybe I'll go. I'll just come back to this point. Um, Let me just go next. So the next thing is please enter the message you want to send to the persons you're targeting. So important thing to realize here is as you put in your message, whatever the message is, the characters keep going down. As you can see now, it's 108, 104. So you'll write your message, whatever the message is. You have 145 characters to put in. Another important thing to notice is that on each campaign, we automatically put in the words stop to opt out. That is required by us by law. Another important thing to mention here is that whenever you're running a campaign, it's always best to have to give the consumer the option to reply. So, for example, always put in something like reply yes for more info. And I'll explain exactly what happens when people respond yes uh, in a minute. Okay, so so there we go. So let's say we wrote a message. I'll write my message. Supreme marketing is an SMS SMS uh, system that let me see gives you the ability is an SMS system that provides you with a database of 12.6 million consumers. Reply is for more info. Sounds good. You know, it may work. It's a message if. Okay, this is just made up. I would probably pick people who are directors because of my business. So, by the way, people, you can always just go back at any point and just click on directors. See, there you go, 208. So, bam. So pre-marketing is an SMS system that provides you with a database of 12.6 million consumers. Um, Anything else that I'd like to tell somebody? No. Oh, maybe I could like add the website address, um, www.suprememarketingsa. Okay, so I can't put in my whole thing because I've now ran out of characters. So I have to think now. So maybe I should maybe Supreme Marketing is an SMS system that provides you with a database of 12.6 million consumers. Maybe I could say, hey, by the way, this is Supreme Marketing SA. So maybe I'll decide to tell them where to go to the website later. So I'll say Supreme Marketing SA is an SMS system. Let me even say website because that's what it is. SMS mobile website because that provides you with a database of 12.6 million. Maybe put in South African consumers. Reply yes for more info. That sounds good. So once you've are happy with your message, you can go and click next. And now you have to pick a time in which to send your message. So I think I'm going to send it in the morning at around 9 o'clock. I'm going to send it at 9 o'clock. And this is the date, so it's going to be in August. August the 5th at 9 o'clock. So click next. Now this is the final page. In this page, I get the summary of basically everything that I did. So as you can see, I've picked males that are married that earn between 3,000 to 10,000 rand, that are at Eskom and are also directors in businesses. There's 206 of them. The message that I'm sending to them is Supreme Marketing SA is an SMS mobile website that provides you with a database of 12.6 million South African consumers. Reply yes for more info. Stop to opt out. Okay. Delivery date is going to be sent in the morning at 9 o'clock. And the price is 41 Rand. So at this point in time, I can basically just click send, and basically I will, yeah, if you're a new user, you can just click send. When you click send, it'll say processing, and because I'm not signed in, and if you're a new user, it'll basically ask you to register, which then you will come here and click. You basically go to the registration page, and then you'll fill in all your details, etc., and you'll be able to sign in. So I'm going to sign in because I've already got a username, and I'm going to basically show you what happens after. Okay, cool. So let me just get back to get started. Let me sign in. Okay, so it's already got my details, so I'm going to sign in. Okay, so once you've signed in and your message has gone out, because what will happen is the first time you log on, you probably you haven't topped up your account yet. So what will happen is it'll take you to the top up your account section. So let me just go to it. Let me just go next. Geez, I'm targeting a lot of people. Next. Okay, so if I was targeting the entire database, as you can see, my balance at the moment is 4,054 rands 80 cents. If I was targeting the entire database, which is 12.6 million people, it'll be around 2.5 million. You basically come and say, click here to top up your balance. And when you click there, you get the option. You'll see your current balance, and if you're a new user, it'll obviously say 0 over there. And what you can then do is make a deposit using your credit card. So you can put in here the amount that you want to put in. So let's say you wanted to put in 1,000 Rand, or 70,000 Rand, or 300,000 Rand. I mean, it really depends on you. It depends on the size of the business. It could even be a million. It really doesn't matter. Then what happens is you just click proceed to credit card, and when you do that, you'll be sent basically to MyGate, which is our payment processor. Let's say I wanted to just put in 30 Rand, or anyway, let me just skip that for a second. Or you can make an EFT, and here are our details over here, and your reference code will be your username. And then please note that EFTs, depending on what bank you're from, may take a period of about to 48 hours. So once you've done your credit card payment, once you put in the amount that you want to pay, you just click proceed to card payment. Let's just see what happens. I think I might be in. Oh, there we go. So there we are. So there's the amount, payment amount 30, and then I'll put in my card number details, my card name, expiration date. This is all the information that's on your credit card or your check card. And then you click OK, and then the transaction will happen. Decision, that's the company that, what you call this, these are the two partners, Mind Integrated and Decision and Blue Label Data Solutions. So basically, yeah, you just basically put in your credit card details and everything's fine. And as you can see, it's a secure payment gateway. So yeah, I'm gonna cancel it because I'm not buying anything right now. So as you can see, it's gone to MyGate Global. That's our payment processor, and I've canceled. So let's come back to this page that says transaction cancelled by user. Okay, so let's say now you've had your amount and you've clicked send and your message has gone through. To view basically your campaign history, what you call to view your leads, all you have to go is view leads, or you can go to campaign history. I actually want you to start you off with campaign history. Campaign history is all the campaigns that you've run in the past. So these are all the campaigns that I've run. I ran a campaign on the 20th at this time and another one at that time. So the latest one was on the 4th of August. So this is where the history of all the campaigns that you're going to run will be. So you can click on the date in which you ran the campaign. Okay, and it'll give you basically a summary of the campaign that you ran, which is the target profile. I had targeted the SABC, YFM, Jacaranda FM. I'd basically targeted like radio stations and media. And my message was, everyone wonders how politicians run their SMS campaigns. It's easy. Visit www.suprememarketingsa.com, and boom. So I sent it out on the 4th of August at 7 o'clock in the morning. The price was 556, and then as you can see, I sent it at 7:05 in the morning. So if you wanted to see all the people that responded, either opted out or replied yes to your message, what you then do is you view your leads. So I sent it to 2,782 people, And now I'm clicking view leads to see how many responded. So there you go. I have 3 leads. Um, and my first lead came in at 7:12. So that means that like a few minutes after I ran the campaign, somebody responded yes. Um, and basically I get their phone number, their name and surname, etc. Um, the second person responded yes again at 10 a.m. And then another person responded, but this looked like it was an automated response because it said they SMS back password or format wrong. So we know that sometimes like some cell phones have automatic responses. They actually act as like some business IT phones. So from the campaign run, I had 3 leads, and there's an export to Excel feature. So for people who want to, for example, send uh, their leads to a call center, they can simply click on export to Excel, and basically will generate like a file of all the leads that came in, and you can basically send it to your call center people. Um, I think I've covered pretty much the entire cycle. If you want to check out all your other campaigns, you can just go back to campaign history. So, campaign history, that's where you'll get all your leads. Now, it's advisable that once you've ran a campaign, or this is what I should add, once you've run a campaign, on the first day of your campaign, you will find about, I'd say 90, or I'll say 85% of the people who are going to respond to your campaign will respond on the first day. And there was something that I wanted to mention to you guys um, earlier. Um, I'm just actually gonna go to get started, and this is now for marketing companies, and just to give you like the facts about like response rates. And there's a message here which we say important tip when you're targeting people. Please note that if you've targeted correctly and you're speaking to the people who are most likely to want your product, right, or they are in place of your product. So, for example, you are selling like uh, uh, mm, male. Um, Let me just make a joke. Let's say you're selling male underwear, um, and yeah, you target males, and it's basically expensive male underwear. Um, if you've targeted right, we expect a response rate of around 0.2 to 0.5 per campaign. So this is basically what this information here talks about. So that means for every 500 messages that you send, there will be about one person who will respond. And for us, that's the average at this point in time. We've been running campaigns for over 4 years, and not particularly with Supreme Marketing, but with this database. Supreme Marketing actually just launched about a month ago, and also pre-marketing is it's we've now allowed the rest of the country to enjoy the benefits that we've been enjoying with this database. Before, you needed to be a data analyst and know MySQL in order to do search queries into our database. Now we finally got to the point where we've made the database available to anybody, and we've made it easy for them to search and basically send messages. So, for marketing companies or leads generation companies, uh, if you get over zero, of course you can get over 0.2 or 0.5, and that's great. And for people who are starting, um, it is it is also possible that you try a few times in order to get yourself a market. So let's say the first time your message isn't wrong, and maybe you message the wrong people and you get no response, or etc. I would just say that you should just keep trying, because out of all marketing systems, I think this is the most efficient because it's trackable. You know how many people you send a message to. You know what their ages. You know what their demographics are. You have far more information about the people that you're talking to than anything. And 99% of the messages reach the person that we sending them to. Why? Because maybe a small percentage will have their phones off at that time, but the moment they open them, they'll receive the message. And another cool thing about SMS marketing is that people usually open their SMSs within 4 minutes of receiving it. And the nice thing is, they also respond pretty quickly. So, for example, you can basically get a lead within minutes, literally. I mean, from my campaign, as you saw, I got a lead within the first 10 minutes. And that's typically like how SMS campaigns are. Um, I would advise anybody to play around with the tool because it's very powerful. Like, there's a lot of information that you can pick up from it. Like, for example, if I say the maximum amount of people who 0 to 3,000, so you see just about half of the people in the database earn less than 3,000 or earn from 0 to 3,000. So, you know, it gives you ideas for any company. Or, for example, you could say, I mean, there's just so many ways. I guess my main point here is that there's just so many ways of describing. You could say how many people are married. Let's say you have a product that's just meant for married people. There you go. There's 3 million people. Um, so you can now start making decisions from an informed perspective, knowing that you know exactly who you're going to contact, etc. Um, Another thing that I wanted to add, well, I think I've actually already mentioned this. Once you get a lead, you get those leads in real time. So we made a special lead page. This lead page kind of like summarizes all the leads from all the campaigns. So as you can see, I've run a couple of campaigns and I have 122 leads, and it gives me just a summary of like what campaign that was and etc. So yeah, I think in a nutshell, that's Supreme Marketing. Oh, let me just talk about price. Let me just talk about price. So the price for each campaign is 20 cents per message. And as you see, we calculate it in real time according to how many people you've picked. And yeah, you'll never basically do anything without realizing what's happening. By the way, this option is only available on my account because I've got an administrator account, but for everybody else, it'll start here. Um, and basically, if I should just tell you, just to be open, the the way we've organized data is like a Google search. So we can actually type in any information in here, and it'll pick up information in that, like a Google search, basically. Like you can say cat with a mat, and then it'll find you cats with a mat. So this just gives me kind of like a wide scope of searching the data, but this is basically the categories that you find in the data. Um, if you need to contact us, obviously you can go to the contact page. Please read our privacy policy, terms and conditions, um, and if you have any queries, yeah, please don't hesitate to contact us. This is a presentation by myself, Masejo Jones Moraka. I'm one of the partners at Supreme Marketing SA. Um, I'm a I'm a I'm a I'm a software uh, developer. Well, I run a software development company at heart, and this is one of the products that we've created. And we hope that all South Africans will find use for this tool because it can be used by anybody. I mean, you could use it, for example, to, let's say you're a government and you just want to message people to say, hey, please take down your lights because too much electricity is being used, or just to inform the public that there's going to be water shortages soon and they should save water. Or you could be a company promoting your website, or you could be anything really. I mean, this is South Africans and a way to speak to them. So if you wanted to know a bit more information about, for example, about us. Um, I've made some video interviews with my partner Larry from Blue Label Data Solutions. So you can basically answer the most important questions that most people want to answer, which is who are we and what do we and where do we get our data. You you click there and play the video, and you'll see an answer from Larry. In fact, maybe I should just click it. Who are we and where do we get our data? So Supreme Marketing, South Africa's premium direct marketing app. By the way, I called it an app just because of this tool that allows you to search in real life, but it is a website, and there you get all our information. Blue Deal Solutions. So Blue Label Data Solutions, first and foremost, is owned by Blue Label Telecoms, which is a listed company. We listed in November 2007. By the way, that's myself on the left there. On the right is Larry. We did this interview like about a year ago before developing Supreme Marketing. Um, uh, so Blue Label Data Solutions is one of our suppliers of data. So there's Blue Label Data Solutions, there's Information Capital, which together formed Datacision, and we've partnered with Mind Integrated, which is my company, and we basically created this website, joined it with the database, and basically offered this product to South Africans and anyone around the world. The market cap of the business is 8 billion rand. We're based in South Africa, India, and Mexico. The core of the business is we distribute prepaid airtime. So for the likes of Edcon. So yeah, so if you want to have a look at it, you go to the About Us page and you get that information. We answer important questions like addressing legal matters, so matters like the POPI Act, and yes, we are POPI compliant, and you are POPI compliant by virtue of using us. Um, who are our clients and how we service them? So you can see the list of clients that used our database before. Uh, what are key objectives regarding data quality? So basically, like addressing the fact that we try and keep our, in fact, we believe we have the most recent information in the country, in South Africa. Um, what about consumers who dislike receiving SMSs? We have a very clear policy on how we deal with people who dislike receiving SMSs, like so people who opt out. Please play it and have a look at it. Business tip that can help any business. This was just my um, philosophy around websites and introducing a product. Like I just I made it in a video format because I wanted the internet to be more human. So I didn't want the internet or like Supreme Marketing SA to be a place where, you know, you as somebody who might potentially use it, or the user comes in and just sees a bunch of words and might think that this is just a copy and paste website. But I just wanted to kind of give it more life to say, you know, the product that you're receiving ultimately has humans behind it. And then there are logos, Blue Label Data Solutions, and Mind Integrated. Um, so yeah, thank you very much, and I hope that you enjoy using our product, and please don't hesitate to contact us if you need any more information. Thank you. Cheers. Goodbye.